Hello and welcome back to another episode of Mike and Dave's Hi-Fi Riff. I'm Mike Evans.
And I'm David Price.
And we are back, aren't we? We've been away for a little bit. We've had some
back.
holidays. It's true, we're definitely back.
Yes.
And we've had a nice little interlude with some Tim Jarman riffs.
We have,
who we're missing. Who was lovely, it sounds awful, doesn't it? Is lovely, is lovely.
He still is lovely.
He still is, you're still
he was
lovely,
but he's still lovely.
Absolutely.
Hasn't changed his personality.
I'm missing his car as well.
Yes.
That Citroen was so cool, wasn't it?
That
so
AMI,
excellent.
AMI 8.
Citroen AMI 8, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Tim, if you're watching, next time we see you, you'll have to take us for a spin in it to the local hi-fi pub. So you can drive as well. So, what are we going to talk about on this new episode?
Well, I thought we'd talk about your holiday, Mike.
You can talk about my holiday if you like. I've had a lovely, lovely holiday.
How many months was it? 3 months?
I wish it was. I'm not quite at that age yet, but hopefully soon. But no, very nice break, very good fun. Missed the hi-fi system, but it's nice. Feels fresh when you get back to it.
Yes,
and actually, you've come back to some really interesting kit.
We have,
and we've got quite a few things which we need to do riffs on.
Indeed,
including what we're going to do today.
Yep,
which is equally exciting because this is a brand new old product.
It is,
isn't it? That's true to say, isn't it?
That's a very accurate way of putting it.
Yes, yeah. Shall I grab one?
I think
I've
should.
got one here.
Yep.
I love these.
Yep.
Look at this. Oh, one of my faves. These are the
new Acoustic Energy AE1 40th anniversary.
Yeah, it even says it on there, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It says it on the treble unit. For the love of music.
Yes.
Acoustic Energy AE1 40th anniversary, established 1987.
Yeah. So basically, the original AE1 was the first ever speaker made by Acoustic Energy.
Yeah.
As the AE1 suggests.
Yes.
And it came out in 1987, which is basically when my haircut came out.
Yes, it was.
And last time it was in fashion.
Yes.
And it then went on to be very popular, I think, didn't it? It was a really kind of zeitgeisty, kind of 80s iconic speaker, wasn't it?
Can I just make an observation? Yeah. It's not 40 years, is it?
No.
It's 38.
Well, that's what I thought, but I think the company might have started,
okay.
2 years before.
Oh, shut up.
Okay.
But these, if you say Acoustic Energy, this is where my head goes always. AE1s, the iconic, beautiful AE1s, which used to retail. I used to sell hotcakes.
Yeah.
And then of course one of my favourite speakers of all time, the Actives, AE1 Actives, which I just adore, are absolutely stonkingly brilliant.
Yeah.
So love these. From the back, single wired. Look, there we are. Can I just say how beautifully made they are?
Yes.
I mean, they are absolutely first class.
Yeah, the finish is pretty special, isn't it?
It really is special, It looks absolutely amazing. They do have magnetic grills, don't they, which we've taken off and put somewhere.
Yes.
But you'd want to take the grills off because I just think they look absolutely excellent.
Reminds me of a Mercedes-Benz W124 dashboard.
Yeah, was that a very nice dashboard?
That was a lovely wood trim on that dashboard.
Yes, excellent. So. Or sort of, like a 50s Jag.
Yes.
Something like that.
Yes.
Really deep and mahogany and glorious.
Yeah,
fab. Now, am I right in saying there's a few subtle differences between these and the original AEs?
Yes. So I think that's a great point. So, getting serious for a moment.
only for a moment.
Yeah, don't worry, we'll be back to normal soon. But we do try and squeeze the odd actual real fact out in our riff every now and again, despite Mike's attempts to sabotage that.
Yes,
process.
apologies.
So. The designer of the new AE1 is a guy called Matt Spandl, who does most of the design for the latest AE1s, as far as I know.
Yeah.
And he told me that this is not basically a complete copy of the original. So
no, okay.
It's kind of the same but different, if that makes any sense.
Yes, okay.
So basically, you've got kind of three sort of situations, I think. You've got when some manufacturers do a kind of new retro speaker and they say, it's basically the same, it's exactly the same, we've recreated it, we've gone all around the world to find the same kind of acoustic wadding that was used in the original.
Yeah.
You know, we've done this, we've done that. We've sort of hunted high and low for the drive unit materials that were used. So that's a kind of total recreation of the same. And then you've got the sort of the other extreme where basically, to use a car analogy, you know the new Ford Capri?
Yes.
So that's got nothing to do
at all
with the original Capri.
No.
And I think Ford are taking the piss if they
call it a Capri.
I mean, it's a dismal marketing operation, and the car's fallen flat on its face. Because, you know, we would have loved 3-litre Capris, wouldn't we?
We still do.
We do, yes. But we wouldn't go near that overweight sort of electric car.
But if it looked like the original Capri, then I'd be very, very tempted.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'd still want a petrol engine in it, but
okay,
maybe not the original
1.3L that I had.
Yeah, maybe I'll draw the line at that.
My 1.3L.
Yeah.
If something went wrong with it, you opened the bonnet and you got in because there was that much room under the bonnet.
Yeah, you could actually kind of get sort of hitchhikers could go and travel in the engine compartment
without you knowing,
because there's this tiny little thing in the middle surrounded by a sea of engine bays.
It was the air filter housing was bigger than the engine.
Yeah,
which is mad.
Yes.
So
anyway, so this is not like the new Ford Capri.
No.
And it's not like a total painstaking.
Sure.
You know, it's in the middle.
And there's a third category as well, isn't there? Because we've done 2 amplifiers, which are modern takes on retro classics. So I'm thinking Musical Fidelity A1 and Name 850, which are 2 sort of absolute stonking amps, but very different to the to the original sort of item, apart from aesthetically.
Yeah, so, you could kind of call them a kind of homage to, you know.
Yes.
So like also like things like the Mission 700 speakers.
Oh yes,
that we did.
They were great.
Yeah,
I love those.
You know, I mean, the Musical Fidelity A1 amp is a good example because it's kind of based around the same principles and roughly the same circuit, but it's just beefed up and sort of a bit changed, and it's got some stuff in that they didn't put in the old days, but it's better now, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it's not like exactly the same, but it's not like just a badge engineering job.
No, okay.
It's kind of in the middle. And so Matt from Acoustic Energy calls this a reimagined AE1.
There's a danger with that, though, isn't there? Because the AE1 was such an iconic classic speaker that it could be easy to mess it up.
Yes, indeed.
So different drive units, subtly different drive units, aren't they? So I think both slightly bigger.
Yep.
And you're going to probably tell me the exact spec.
Yeah.
So because they're...
So I'm going to just bear with me for a moment.
You carry on. But obviously still ported. You can Jesus. Bear with us. David's just having a mild hernia. Did you pump the other one up with a bike pump? It looks like I'm really far away and you're really close.
So, by the way, this is not the original AE1. This is the original AE2.
And actually, can I just say to Matt, who's probably watching, I hope you're watching, and if you're not, there's a problem. I've lent him my Exposure 678, so he's lent me these AE2 signatures.
Yes.
And I've thoroughly enjoyed having them for a little while.
Well, can we get on with this
before
my leg dies?
Sorry.
So can you just bring that up? So we just wanted to show you the drivers, right? So as far as I know, this is an original early 90s, I think, AE2 signature, and this is the driver, which I think is shared with the original AE1, and this one is slightly bigger. That's 125 mil. That's 135 mil, and the tweeter is 25 mil. That's 29 mil. Okay. So there we go.
Slightly redesigned. Ports look very similar.
Yeah.
Lots of things look very similar.
Basically, you can see they're very similar looking. They're both, that's aluminium, and as is this. I think this one has got a magnesium tweeter, but it's still metal dome. Okay. And that's got an aluminium dome. Anyway,
you can put that down now. And what we'll do, if it's okay with you, is we'll do a riff. We'll do a riff on the AE2s at some point.
Yeah.
Because I really like them, and they are surprisingly different to the AE1s.
Yes, they are.
Which is so odd, isn't it? They've got a totally different character to the AE1s. And that's not to say I don't dislike either. I like them both, but for different reasons.
Absolutely. So basically, these have the original AE1 set a blueprint for using metal drive units. The 80s really kind of got into metal drivers, especially the tweeters, aluminium dome tweeters, titanium dome tweeters, magnesium domes by the end of the 80s. And this kind of really... Can you remember the monitor audio?
I was just thinking about them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they started off with like the 352 monitor audio started with a cloth dome or a fabric dome, and then it became the 352 MD, didn't it?
It did, metal dome.
So when the original came out in 87, it was a kind of iconic speaker for several reasons. So number one, it was a two-way, and two-ways were coming back into fashion. So you had the Wharfedale Diamond being the kind of earlier sort of super popular two-way, didn't you?
Yes, yeah.
And suddenly everyone was looking for smaller speakers, like Lin Cans, Wharfedale Diamonds, that kind of thing. And these kind of joined in at the tail end of that.
Yes.
And so everyone was saying, with a two-way you've got a much simpler crossover, you kind of keep more of the music and all that. And, there's some truth in that. Certainly a two-way is easier to design. Mm-hmm. So all the loudspeaker engineers who I speak to tell me, and there's more scope to go wrong with a three-way. So it kind of became cool to have a small two-way for a while, didn't it?
Yes.
And this is absolutely on the, bang on. It was a small two-way, and it had metal drive units, again, which were really kind of, it wasn't the only or the first speaker that did that, but it kind of set the blueprint, set the sort of tone, didn't it? Set the mood music.
And if you have a really well-designed two-way bookshelf, I love the fact how the sound they produce belies their size. And you almost have people sort of looking around going, where's all that noise coming from? They're looking for a big pair of speakers somewhere, and they're coming from these little things. And the other thing I love about them is they, generally speaking, good two-ways image really well.
Yes, absolutely.
And these image really well.
They're brilliant.
They image really well.
So obviously you've got the mid-bass and the treble pretty physically close to one another.
Yes,
and that's always a good thing. The closer together with like tannoy, dual concentrics and so on, you almost got a point source, which is the music's just coming from one place, and those things just dissolve. And this is not quite as good, but it's close, and the more power you put into them, the more you get that dissolving in the room.
That's a great shout. So what do we need to power these? What would you kind of recommend here?
I'd recommend an amplifier, Mike.
Why did I know that was coming? So we tried it with
setup.
We tried it with a valve amp. And it was okay. But I don't think that's the ultimate solution, do you?
So Acoustic Energy are saying that the sensitivity of the new one is 87 dB. So this one is 87. The original was 85.
Yes.
So
makes sense.
This has got slightly larger transducers, but for various reasons, there's a teensy bit more volume inside the cabinet. Even though the cabinet is the same outside, they've kind of done a Doctor Who and created a little bit more space.
AE1
inside.
TARDIS. Very good.
So basically, they've got more sensitivity out of it, and having the larger mid-bass driver, especially, I would think, helps with the sensitivity, and they've tuned it so it's 6 ohms normal impedance, so it's reasonably easy load for your average amp. And 87 dB, and for a small speaker, because this is pretty small, it's pretty close to LS35A, isn't it? Size. Then that's not bad at all.
It's like a slightly bigger Lin Can.
Yes, exactly. It's Lin Can's big brother, isn't it?
It is. It is.
But it's still teensy compared to most speakers.
So kind of, I'm thinking a Class AB amp.
Yes.
With a bit of grunt.
Yeah.
Something like exposure 3510.
Absolutely.
Something along those lines.
Yeah, I mean that would be lovely. Even a 2510, but a Riga Ethos as well would be fantastic.
It would.
There's loads of named Super Nates, that kind of thing. That kind of middle range of amp, $3,000 to $4,000 would be fantastic to partner. We were saying maybe an exposure 3510 with a Chord Electronics Hugo TT2, and these.
Yeah,
great
and
system.
Which come in actually not that expensive.
Yeah.
Are they sort of £1,500, aren't they?
Absolutely.
Which I think
£1,500.
£1,500 buys you a fabulous pair of loudspeakers, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So you're kind of getting the hierarchy right then as well, aren't you? Sort of spending your money wisely.
Yeah. So if you've got, if you've got sort of 50, 60, 70 watts, even more sometimes possibly, I used it with my Sony TAN86, which has got 90 watts per channel, and it drove it very well, very easily.
Do you say you've just bought another one?
I've got another one, so I've monoed them now.
Where did you find that? Because they're not easy to find.
I can't tell you.
Yeah, thanks.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you if you buy me a pint, Mike. Later.
Okay.
So
I'm not sure how keen I am to know.
So I've now got 2 mono blocks of TAN86. So it's 150 watts per channel.
Fantastic.
So that's class AB.
And how did they sound with your system?
Great. They sounded absolutely brilliant. So my system at the moment is the aforementioned Sony's and Hugo TT2 and whatever digital source is in use, and or my Marantz TD1000 turntable or whatever. But they sounded fantastic.
Image well?
Brilliant.
Yeah. Okay.
And they
fast, dynamic.
Yes, absolutely.
All the things you'd expect.
All those things.
Yes.
So if you've ever heard the originals were distinctively they were fast, pacey, tight, sort of punchy, they really went for it. But they needed big amps, didn't they? The originals, like your big exposure system.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
Yeah.
Like cans.
Yeah, exactly.
You needed like a name that 250 with cans, didn't you? So the sort of minimum, as entry level. And it's the same with the original AE1s. They took a lot of driving.
It's kind of almost like the bigger the smaller the speaker, the bigger the amp.
Yeah, exactly. They soak up the power, some of them, don't they? So especially the infinite baffle ones.
So you ended up in the silly situation where your amps were actually bigger than your speakers.
By miles, yes. Yeah.
So
I played some quite sort of cool 80s, well, not going to say cool. I'm going to just say I played some 80s tunes through it. And so I was just sort of playing a bit of a playlist, and I think I started off because I put in something like Simple Minds or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And then Roon does this thing where it does Roon radio.
Yeah.
So it sort of just thinks, if you like this, you'll like this.
Yeah.
And one of the songs which came up was Too Shy by Kachagugu, which I don't think I've heard since I was a teenager. And I didn't realise actually how well recorded it was. Actually, through the AE1s, sounded great.
Yep.
With Nick Beggs's, bass,
Yep.
sort of fretless bassy sound.
Yep.
Coming out really well, and these handling that no problem at all with all the sort of speed and dynamics. So
that was one of the best 80s haircuts, wasn't it?
I know, but they did make like what I thought was going to be a really naff, cheesy 80s song sound absolutely riveting. And then we sort of went in from there, and we played a few other things, didn't we? So we played a bit of Scritti Politti.
Yeah.
I even played You, which is an interesting song because it's properly old now.
Yeah.
Come Together by the Beatles.
Yep.
And that sounds unbelievable through
Yeah.
these because it's got a properly deep bass line.
It does.
But more importantly, the imaging on that song is just phenomenal. And these just handle everything in their stride. And I don't think I played a song which didn't seem to suit these.
Yeah.
They're really cool, really cool.
So Acoustic Energy claim they're 50 hertz to 45 kilohertz minus 6 dB.
Okay.
So it's probably going to be more like sort of 80 hertz, but minus 3 dB. And so you can hear, especially on drum and bass or kind of house techno, where they've got sub bass going down really, really low.
Yeah.
You can hear the bass just disappears, basically. So these speakers have got great upper bass, I'd say, but not much low bass.
Well, clearly my 80s pop songs are all upper bass.
Yeah.
And working really well.
But that's the great thing about them, though, because the upper bass on these is really, it's got a slight, I find it's ever so slightly warm, but it's not kind of bloated in any way.
No, okay.
So it's got a bit of weight that you can kind of grab onto, as it were, but it's very, very bouncy and musical, isn't it?
Sure.
And that kind of Kajagoogoo intro, never thought I'd say that.
No, me neither.
That Kajagoogoo takes us back to sixth form discos.
It does.
So, you know, but let's not go there.
I think we should go and play Planet Earth
Yes.
rather than when we finish this. So.
And please tell me now.
Exactly, that was my favourite Duran song. I love that. That went straight in at number one.
It did. Yeah.
Not many people did that.
Did you buy it then?
I didn't. No, I didn't actually.
So,
no.
Yeah. Anyway, let's.
Sorry.
So yeah, back to 2025.
Back to the past.
Back to the future. Yeah. So the bass is really, it's lovely. It's really kind of tactile and kind of expressive, isn't it? I think.
Yeah.
And much more so than most small speakers. And you contrast that to sort of a B&W 707 S2 or 3 or whatever it is now, the latest 1,500 quid-ish B&W stand mounter. And that's actually a really good speaker, but it's just a bit more kind of polite, and it's a bit more kind of like going through the motions.
Okay, I kind of get it, because this isn't actually all that polite, is it? It's kind of a little bit more in your face.
And
I love the sort of the treble where it's just really sort of at you. It's just a bit without being bright.
Yeah,
you know,
that's exactly what I thought. I thought the treble is very well lit and very kind of clear and kind of stark, but it's not hard.
Not in the sleep.
In the kind
slightest.
of past the earplugs.
No, quite.
So. And it's dynamic, and the mid-range is very well integrated. It's very open mid-range, and it's fast, isn't it?
Yeah.
And clear and detailed.
Yes.
And you know, I think you have to keep coming back to the price, which is 1,500 quid.
I know. For a beautifully made pair of loudspeakers. Yeah. I'm going to ask you to do a riffometer on it with our new riffometer, if that's okay.
Just remind me what that is again, Mike. I've forgotten. Is it out of?
Well, we just seem to give 9 out of 10 for everything. And one of our riff-raff guys said, "Can you do it out of 100?" And then it's we've got some margin, even though it's all a bit of fun anyway, because we tend to only review things we like. So
well, I'm going to stick to the old one, but I'm going to multiply it by 10.
Okay.
So
I would give it 90.
No, I'd give it 95.
Well, yes, okay.
So that's 9.5 on the old scale, viewers.
Yeah.
Because it's huge amount of fun for the money. I think it's really nicely made. It's animated and kind of charismatic kind of sound. It kind of wakes you up, doesn't it?
Sure.
But it's not harsh or unpleasant to listen to.
No.
And you know, sometimes we listen to new speakers, and you kind of think about paint drying, don't you?
Yes.
And, oh, look, the grass is growing outside. But this does not happen
at all.
So
no, I love them.
How about you then, Mike?
Well, I've always been a big fan, as you know, and particularly back to the old days. I love the fact that they're still got that lovely signature, and Matt's done a great job, from the originals.
Yeah.
And they're kind of much better than the originals used to be as well. But like a bit like sort of a wine that's matured in time, if you like. So, but just gorgeous. So if we go by the same system, I would have given them a 10, so I'm going to give them 100.
Okay.
So there we go. On that note, on that bombshell. Brilliant. So look, thanks AE1 for producing a great speaker. Thanks to you guys for watching another episode of Mike and Dave's Hi-Fi Riff. It's nice to be back.
Yeah.
And we'll see you at the next one.
Yeah, we're off to go and play Mike's Kajagoogoo CD now.
Why not? Excellent. Right. See you soon, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.